Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one. I am finally going to be chatting about the Natasha Denona Yucca Palette. Is it Yucca or Yucca? Dang, I just looked it up. Yucca Palette. So if you want to just go ahead and see some look inspo, because I know there's 100,000 reviews out, keep on watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you guys? I'm so excited to not have work, you guys. Like, I can really just focus on YouTube for the summertime, and it makes me really happy. I actually started filming this video when I was at work, back when I was at work, like a couple weeks ago, last week maybe. And I did a look, and I wasn't done my hair and everything. So I was like, no, let's just scrap this and do something fresh. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna quickly talk about this palette. I know it's not necessarily old news, but you know how it is. It's not like I have up the first review, but hopefully the looks that I do in this video will be a little different from what you've already seen, because I haven't watched any reviews on this palette yet. Let me know how you're doing in the chat or the comment section, whatever you prefer. I really do hope that you are swell. So Yucca or Yucca? Damn it.
Yucca.
Yeah, okay, Yucca. That's what I thought. So I pulled up the website, and the Yucca palette obviously is Natasha Denona's 2023 summer palette. It is the perfect balance of green and brown hues for earthy, everyday, or shimmering statement summer looks. She has iconic buttery smooth formulas. She has 4 new shades and a sparkling foiled formula. Now this palette was $69. It is cruelty free. I don't think it's vegan, and it has a 24-month shelf life, and it is made in Italy. Yes. These flies keep getting in my house, and I really don't know where they're coming from, and it's very frustrating. His days are numbered though. His minutes, his hours are numbered. All right, let's get into the swatches of this palette. So when I swatch this palette out, of course, I love this color story. Anything that is earthy, I'm going to love. And it's kind of earthy neutral. I know some people call it a neutral palette. I don't particularly look at it as a neutral palette though. I know some people have also described it as grungy. I can see that based on your skin tone, but all in all, it's just a really beautiful earthy palette that really has some desert vibes, in my opinion. Now, when I swatch this palette, just because of the formulation of the mattes, they didn't swatch like the easiest, because these are shadows, they're not like pigments. So I did have to swatch them a couple of times, especially like the cream ones, to get like a nice buildup of that swatch. But I have no doubt that this palette is going to perform very well on the eyes, just because I have a lot of Natasha Denona's palettes and I've never really been led astray. Now with this palette, she did release 3 new Macro Tech eye crayons. Now this will be my first time trying out the Natasha Denona eye crayons. I believe that she's had some other shades before. I am not sure. These are $24 a piece, and there are 3 shades. We have Camu Camu, we have Fushi, and Willow. And these are creamy eyeliners with full color payoff in one stroke. And I'm very curious to see how these compare to my Victoria Beckham eyeliners, because those are #1 in my collection for liners. I really love these shades. And I remember getting shades like this from ColourPop when they released their Lush Life collection. There were some similar colors. There was a deep green. There was a shade that looks like Fushi. And then there wasn't one like Camu Camu, but there was one called Aglow that I still wear pretty often, and it was a light shimmering green. Just those get kind of dry. and they don't sit in the waterline the way that the Victoria Beckham ones do. So I am really excited to test out these new Macro Tech eye crayons. All right, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into some looks. I'm not sure if I'm doing 2 or 3 at this point, but let me just go ahead and tell you what is on my face. For brows, I have on the Patrick Ta Major Brow Lamination Gel, and then my Maybelline Express Brow Ultra Slim Pencil in black brown. Foundation, I am trying to finish this Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation. It's a little bit dark, so I use this in combination with my Westman Atelier foundation stick, and I'm almost done this one as well, so I feel very proud about that. For powder, I'm using the Rare Beauty powder, the loose powder. For bronzer, I'm using my very first bronzer from Fenty Beauty, like my very first bronzer, period. And this is Beijing Yao, and I have definitely panned it, but I still have a lot to go, and I just love it. For blush, I'm wearing the blush color Infusion Very Berry by Laura Mercier. That's this here. And then for gloss, I'm wearing the Skin Glass gloss in the shade Muse. That is what I'm wearing. And y'all, this is my first twist out, and I was gonna film myself doing this, but I wanted to make sure that it came out right before I, you know, started filming about stuff, because I just wanted to share like the new products, but that'll be in an upcoming video. So the next time I do like an official twist out, I'm gonna do a video on that. I'm gonna see like how to maintain it and all that kind of stuff, because I'm not trying to twist this up every night. Also, to do these looks, I'm getting ready to prime my eyes. Look, y'all, Singe Beauty brushes unopened. So we're gonna try out these brushes as well, because I know a lot of y'all have seen the reviews on that too. I'm just really late, and that's it. So let me prime my eyes. I will be back, and we're gonna get into some looks. All right, so I did prime my eyes with the NARS eyeshadow primer, and we are gonna go ahead and get into this first look. All right, starting with the shade Tipu. It might be Tipu, I really don't know. And I'm gonna use this Singe Beauty EO3 brush. So this is a tapered blender. Ooh, these seem really soft. Just gonna go ahead and place this in the transition area. Some of the shades in this palette have kind of that pukey type look, and I think sometimes that's associated with like grunge, but I really do enjoy these types of shades. I'm just gonna kind of leave it like that. I just told Marky to come brush his teeth because he ate Skittles, and I'm really trying to lessen his candy intake. And it's not just me, it's the grandparents as well. But I just read, my sister just sent me something about something toxic being in Skittles, and that whatever it is, it's banned, you know, overseas, but it's not banned here. You know how that goes. I'm into this whole food rabbit hole now. So I'm like, I gotta get them off this candy, y'all. So, I mean, it's not like a must-have situation, but there's the first shade, and I really like that. I like it, simple, easy, and this brush did a great job blending it out. I am going to just go deeper. I'm gonna go into Flax to deepen up this look using the same brush. And so far, these are both powder shades. I'm just focusing it on the outer corner and just that outer crease. Just blending it over. So that's nice, it's giving a little smokiness to the look. All right, and now we're gonna get into the shimmer. So we have Makia and Kohlrabi. They look kind of similar on my fingers. I think I wanna do one of these though. Let's do Makia. So that's this one right here. The nice thing about this is all of these go well with each other. So you can make little quads or go, you know, by the columns or rows with this palette to create looks, which I think it makes it very, very beginner friendly. And this color is outstanding. Wow, that's pretty, really pretty. Didn't use anything on my finger at all. I think this looks way prettier in person than what I'm seeing in this little viewfinder situation here. That's gorgeous though. This is probably gonna be one of my favorites in the palette. I really like this. It's really pretty. It's like green gold. All right, let's go back into Flax, which was the brown, just to kind of blend. All right, now we're gonna go into the under eye. I wanna try to use this brush for the under eye, which is the E04 brush, and we'll see. But I want to go into Willow, which is this beautiful kind of forest green. And we'll see, because I want to keep this close to the lower lash line. So I'm not sure if this is going to be the brush, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, that's bringing it down a little too low. I'm going to go into this Sydney Grace brush here, into Willow, and just kind of line the lower lash line. So I don't have to do a little bit of cleaning up because it came down a little lower when I was using the other brush. And Willow is another like really beautiful standout shade in this palette. Really, really pretty. I'm just using another brush to diffuse this out. Willow would be really, really pretty outlining the upper lashes as well. All right, there's no brush for the inner corner highlight, so I'm gonna just take this Linda Hallberg 301 brush. I wanna go into Camu Camu here for the inner corner. Let's just see. So you wanna tap off your brush. This one's powdery, but it's gonna make a nice matte inner corner highlight. All right, here is the first look. Oh yeah, okay, so for the liner, I wanna go into the Camu Camu liner, which is the same shade as the inner corner highlight. And I just realized that the liners are named after shades in the palette. Duh. So let's just see what this looks like in the waterline, and I will zoom back in so we can see. I mean, it's definitely there. So it's really creamy. I'm gonna try to connect it to that inner corner. All right, so hopefully you can see the liner there in the waterline. So that looks really nice. As far as how long it's gonna stay, I'm not sure, because I probably won't have this look on all day, because I'd like to do probably 2 more looks, I'm thinking. So that's what we've got. I'm gonna get my mascara on and I'll be right back. All right, I am recording, but I want you to come brush your teeth since you had those Skittles. Why don't you say hi to everyone? Hi. Y'all hear that voice getting deep? I can't. Y'all, okay, let me know what you think about the finished look. I just used my Maybelline Surreal Falsies mascara, and that's it. I love this. I think it looks great, and it kind of goes with my little shirt, this little Adidas shirt. This looks good with the whole situation. Go with 5. Go with 5. I'll get the fly. I'm gonna get you into another look, but as far as this one, I think it looks great. The star of the show is definitely the Acacia shade, which was the shimmer, Willow on the lower lash line. I like the Camu Camu liner. I just like what a bright liner does for an eye look. I think it looks really good. I definitely enjoy this look. I'm sad that I'm gonna be taking it off, but we're gonna get into a couple more looks, and then I'll let you know my final thoughts about the palette and just some comparisons, like the Nomad, the Clarity palette, stuff you've already seen, but you know what I'm saying. All right, let's get into another look. All right, you guys, I am back. We are gonna get into 2 more looks. I'm just gonna do one on each eye, and let's get into it. Let's start with this shade Fuchsia. Still have my same brush from Singe Beauty, which is the EO3. All right, this one seems like it might be the cream to powder formula. Let me switch brushes. I just want to make sure there was nothing on there. I have this Glam Light brush. All right, so that looks good. I wanted to keep using the Singe Beauty brushes. They're a little soft, and I'm not sure how that's gonna work with the cream to powder shades, but let's try. So I wanna try Calathea, and I wanna use the Singe Beauty EO2 brush. So let's just see how that picks up. I think this is a cream to powder shade. Let's see, because sometimes for those, I will grab like a more dense brush, but it seems to be picking up okay. So I'm gonna put this in the inner corner as well, and I'm just using what's left on the brush in the crease. Actually, this brush picked it up pretty well, so that's good to know, because I was not sure. So that's what we've got. And next I wanna go into a shimmer. For the shimmer, I want to try out Plantasia. This almost reminds me of a duochrome. Or maybe it is a duochrome. And I'm just gonna blend it together. For the under eye, I wanna go into Acacia. I wanna just take that on a pencil brush. I don't know what brand it is. These seem a little powdery. I don't know if they're more powdery than normal. And I wanna go into Calathea, which is the deep green for the outer corner. I'm gonna take Ray for the inner corner. Hoi loins. All right, I think that looks pretty. And I'm going to use Fushi for the liner. All right, and here is look number 2. Oh no, Marky must be watching something sad. I'll be back, you guys. Marky actually wanted to share why he's sad. So do you want to go ahead and tell them? Go ahead.
Hey.
Oh, use a sentence.
My name again.
No, they know your name.
So I'm sad.
Because
I be left alone.
You're sad and you're going to be left alone.
Yeah.
You want to be left alone?
No.
Oh, why are you sad?
Because I've been sad.
So Marky's listening to sad music. What song? Is it the Broken Hearted song?
Yeah.
I need you to stop listening to that. Because didn't Mimi tell you to stop listening to that song?
Yes.
So come back. So what's a song that would make you feel happy? I can think of some. What song makes you happy? What are some? Happy from the Minions. Okay, what else though? You have other songs like Ed Sheeran.
Isaiah.
What song is that?
Shape of You.
Yeah, Shape of You. What else?
I don't know.
You don't know. Somehow you found Tomorrow by Glorilla. Remember that? Did you like that one?
Yes.
The clean version. And that's not what I promote here, but he came. Oh, what about the one by Lil Uzi?
I said I want to rock.
I Just Want to Rock. That's a good one. Can you listen to one of those songs, please? Marky Chambers. Can you listen to one of those songs, please? Because, you know, he is an empath. Like, when he was little, he could not listen to Adele, like Someone Like You. I mean, he was like 2 years old, 1 year old, just crying. I'm like, oh my gosh. And Hello by Adele. Adele is, we can't. Can you have some Skittles? Yeah. Well, you seem to be feeling better. Haven't you had Skittles already today?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not right now. Oh, nope, can't do that. Can't help with that. I can't, not with that type of attitude. No. You've had candy already against my better judgment.
That's so sad.
It is. It is so sad. But you know what? There's other things that you can be sad about. I mean, not like that, but I'm saying there's like, you have a great life is what I'm just saying. Like, there's other things that people are really sad about. And not having candy is just not a big deal, okay? Let's get into this last look because we're gonna try out Acacia, and I'm back to the Singe EO3. Now you sure went from sad to can I have some Skittles real fast. Oh, I like this shade. It's almost like the Tipu shade though, but I feel like this one has, let's see. So this is the one I'm using. This one somehow presents deeper. I noticed that in the swatches, but oh my God, Marky's killing me. Now he's upstairs. He's probably just fussing in the mirror. So that's Acacia. And what I wanna do now is go into Willow, which is this green that we use on the under eye, the first look. And this is gonna be my outer corner shade. I'm gonna come back to that in a minute because I'm gonna use Elysian, this beautiful taupey shade for the shimmer. I really like this one. All right, I'm going back into Willow. I really like how this taupe shade looks with the green. I think that's really pretty. Okay, it looks good. Going into Valley and Flex for the under eye, I'm gonna start with Valley. I'm using the pencil brush. And then I'm gonna switch over to Flax. All right, for the inner corner highlight, I think I'm gonna do Makia, or is it Makia? I don't know. Using the pencil brush, stick that here. Hello, Marky.
What is that?
So you're happy now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was a Skittles.
No, you may not have Skittles. Going into Willow for, you know. See, usually Marky's a chill one because August is always being such a ham, but Marky be with it too sometimes. With the foolery, that is. Ooh, Willow's pretty. Oh, I love this. Willow's gorgeous. Really nice. Okay. So here are the two additional looks, and I'm gonna put my mascara on, and then I'll be back to just show you the comparison palettes and just kind of talk to you about how I feel overall about this one. All right, you guys, here are the second and third looks. Let me know your thoughts. My thoughts on this palette, I think it's fine. You know, okay, so I don't know. I just feel, I don't know what blah's the word about eyeshadow lately, but I don't know. I feel like it's taking more for me to feel wowed. Now, this is very consistent with Natasha Denona's eyeshadow quality. I love Natasha Denona eyeshadows. I just think lately my enthusiasm for eyeshadow has just come down some, and maybe it's because of all the palettes I have, maybe it's because of how many are coming out. I'm not sure. I need to do a little analyzing about that, but I do think it's a nice palette. I think this is a great palette for someone who does not want to think about how to put colors together because it doesn't have a whole bunch of pops. You know, the most I think someone may struggle with is maybe this green or this one right here, but the looks, and again, I have not seen any reviews yet, but I know the looks that I created, they all kind of have a similar vibe. So it actually will take more work for me to create different looks. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like you can see subtle differences, but it's not gonna be a whole lot of variety, which is great, you know, especially if you want to have an everyday palette or a go-to palette where you just don't have to think about it. I think this is great. Natasha Denona does a really nice job with her mattes and her shimmers. So those are both strong points, I think, for her brand. So I definitely could say that I recommend it if it's a color story that you're into. Now, in my case, you know, I have a few other palettes that are similar, and there's no way that I could really rank these because there's just different things that attract me to the brands I'll show you. So the first one is the Okavango Safari palette from Nomad. Now this one was gifted. Would I have bought this one? I would have bought this one. Nomad, I think, is stronger in their mattes. Their shimmers are also good, but they don't always have the same types of shimmers in their palette. So then you don't know what to expect at times. But here's this one. So, you know, I don't feel like someone would need both of these palettes. I think you can really cover these types of looks by choosing one of these palettes. Now, do they have some different shades? Yeah, but not really. I'm not gonna go shade for shade with these. You can pretty much look at these and tell that you're gonna be able to get the same types of looks from each of these palettes. They are both beautiful palettes and great quality. I really enjoyed using the Nomad palette, but I will say I like the shimmers in the Natasha Denona palette more. I can definitely say that I like those shimmers more, but these shimmers are still good in the Nomad palette. There have been times in the past where some of the Nomad shimmers I think have been a little ashy, a little chalky, but I don't get that from this palette. So I was happy to see that. I am happy with the quality of the Nomad palette. I just think that the shimmers in Natasha, I like them a little more. Nomad, the mattes though, I don't know. They don't have a cream to powder formula, but the mattes they're really good. They're really good. Now the Croc palette from Clarity, y'all, oh my gosh. Now this one has 10 shades versus 15 in the Nomad and the Natasha Denona palette. This one's more cool toned, but the vibe is the same. Now I'm gonna tell you, the shimmers in Clarity, they pretty much knock Natasha and Nomad out the park. I'm sorry, it is just, they are outstanding. They really, really are. I don't know what to say. Like, if you're a shimmer person, you're gonna love these. Like, the shimmers are so strong for Clarity. The mattes are where someone may not enjoy the brand as much, because these mattes are pressed pigments, and with pressed pigments, sometimes they can just take more finessing. That's what I'll say. Now, I know Clarity's changed their matte formula over time, and I didn't have any issues with this palette at all. I just think that somebody may not enjoy the mattes because they don't have the ease of the Nomad mattes or the Natasha Denona mattes. But this palette, I love this one. I just felt like some of these colors, these mattes, are unique. Like this, I don't even know, like, it's a cool brown, is really nice. This one I really like. And sometimes with Clarity palettes, sometimes they'll have two mattes that have a slight difference. But in this palette, no, there are different mattes. There's just nothing bad about this palette at all. I just think that if you are not really into indie shadows and you're just trying this out, it may be tough to work with. Like, you want to use a glitter glue. You know, with the other palettes, I didn't have to do that. You know, you may have to do a little more blending with the matte. You may not want to do that. So, you know, the ease factor may be an issue, you know, with which palette you might want to choose. But that Croc palette, that one is something else. And last, I just pulled out Gemini. I think when I talked about these palettes with the Nomad video, I pulled out 420, but I can't with 420, y'all. So I'm just not gonna even take y'all through that. Now Gemini, a little bit different, has a black. This is a classic palette. Do I think you can get a similar vibe as some of the looks that I created with the Nomad and the Natasha palette? Yes, I definitely do. And this one's laid out a little bit different, so you can just really see, like, you've got your neutral side, you got a black, and then you've got the kind of the grungy greens. But again, you can still come up with similar looks if you own this palette. Melt's downside are their shimmers. It's a sad downside as well. But just, you know, to be honest, so goals, I mean, it's not the worst of their shimmers by any means, but they're not gonna give you what Natasha's giving you. Definitely not gonna give you what Clarity is gonna give you. And so that might be a good thing for someone. It could be a bad thing. Like for me, I'm just like, ugh, you know, it's such a waste of space. So those are the palettes I have in my collection that compare. Let me know. I'm gonna start looking at some reviews, because I do want to gather some look inspo for this. Let me see something, because for some reason, I don't know, for some reason I'm feeling like, and this might not make any sense, but for some reason I'm feeling like I'm gonna get more variety with the Nomad palette. I don't know why I'm feeling like that versus the Natasha Denona palette. I think it's because, I don't know. Why is that? Why do I feel like that? I don't really want to go shade for shade, but I'm feeling like some of these shades in Natasha Denona are really close. Like these two right here, You know, I don't know if they really translated a whole lot differently on my eye. Now these two are different, but they're still kind of close. I mean, the Nomad palette has the deep brown. I'm gonna say that the Nomad palette is the more versatile one. The mattes, it's something with the mattes, the Nomad mattes, that I feel like they are gonna provide a little something extra, and that might just be me. Let me know what you think. I'm not trying to get heavy into it because it's just palettes, but that's what I'm thinking. Let me know. Oh, I also see that a lot of people are now becoming Natasha Denona affiliates. So now people are going to be able to save, I guess, 15% off the Natasha Denona purchases, which I think is great. I will look into that. I definitely have a code for the Nomad palette. I don't have anything for clarity, y'all. I'm sorry. But let me know what you're thinking about these palettes.
Mom, I feel better.
I am so happy that you feel better.
Everyone, I feel better.
Everyone's going to be so happy that you're feeling better.
No, can you give me Skittles?
No, just because you're feeling better doesn't mean you get Skittles.
Is my tummy going to be hurt?
I just think you had a lot earlier. And I think you should pick a different choice, a healthy choice. Wait a minute, you just ate lunch like 10 minutes ago.
Oh.
Are there any more chicken nuggets left?
No.
Marky, you ate all of them?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll be out in a minute.
Come on, Skittles.
No, I'll be out in a minute. I will be out in a minute to
I want
help
to
you.
get Skittles afterwards.
I'll be out in a minute to help you make a good choice.
I have a good choice.
No, I'm gonna come out and help you make the good choice.
Okay.
I will. Just let me 2 seconds.
Bad choice.
No, I'm not gonna help you make a bad choice.
Good choice.
I'm gonna help you make a good choice. Okay, let me end this video. I just want to know what y'all think about the palettes. I like the color stories of them all. So let me know if you chose to get both, one, none, some. Let me know what your thoughts are. Oh, and as far as the liners though, I like those liners. Now I'll have to see how they hold up to the Victoria Beckham ones, but those are nice. They are nice liners, and I would be interested in more of those. I'm always looking for some good ones because I'm starting to phase out my ColourPop BFF liners because I've just had them for forever, and some of them are starting to dry out. So eventually I will, have to replace them. I do have like the Charlotte Tilbury liners as well, but I can definitely say that I like the Natasha Denona ones better than the Charlotte Tilbury ones. They're just, kind of one swipe liners. Okay. Oh, let me get out of here because he's hungry. All right, y'all. So that is going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one today. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.